Today on Destination Polaris. From King of the Hammers to Dakar, we travel around the world to chase the checkered flag.
Destination Polaris is presented by Rugged Radios, the authority in communications.
Welcome to Destination Polaris. This week we're in the Johnson Valley of California, also known as Hammertown. We're here to see one of the gnarliest races of the year go down. It's time for King of the Hammers. Hammertown, USA. Our Ride Command map takes us an hour north of Palm Springs, where nearly 80,000 motorsports junkies set up shop for 10 days of off-roading madness. Spectators, race teams, and rows of vendors. Think of it as Burning Man for the off-roading world.
I'm enjoying it. This is a blast. My favorite part? It's out in the rocks, baby.
King of the Hammers attracts the most talented drivers in the world. Today, we're here to catch up with Polaris driver and all-around motorsports madman, Casey Curry.
We do a little bit of UTV, I race Baja, rally, do some rock crawling, short course, basically anything in the dirt we pretty much enjoy and love. King of the Hammers is the granddaddy of them all. This is the biggest event for us throughout the year. You know, when you're in the United States, this is where everybody travels to. It's a week-long circus. There's some sort of racing going on every day. It keeps you busy, it keeps you on your toes.
There are multiple races throughout the event, but the UTV race is one of the most intense.
We're gonna do 77 miles of desert, which is basically a grueling desert race. It's already chewed up. A lot of people have already raced on it. It's gonna be nasty. And then from there, we're gonna get into the rocks, and that's where the race will actually start. It is the most hard and technical rock trails. I mean, really in the United States, the terrain is just nasty, and we're gonna take these cars and put them through.
2 77-mile laps across some grueling desert terrain. A course like that requires a reliable rig.
In the King of the Hammers side-by-side race, we'll be driving a 2021 Polaris RZR Pro XP. It has so many unique features. Just for the end user, it's amazing. I took the race course map, plugged right into the stock unit, and literally now on our GPS, we have the actual race course, which is pretty amazing. The suspension, the geometry, the way it sits, it's really easy to see in the rocks. You have a great perception of what you can see outside the front window, and it makes it really easy to drive. You know, the guys, Johnny in the shop and Kyle on the media side and the other guys working on the race truck. All in all, great group of people. You know, everybody's focus is to win, but at the same time, it's a focus of having a great time. I got a great group of guys.
While Casey heads to the starting line, his crew chief Johnny preps the pit for the premiere event. All right, Johnny, we're here, it's happening. How are you guys feeling going into today's race?
We're pretty good. I think our pits are all dialed in, the car's looking really good. Probably gonna deal with very minor issues today, we're hoping. So,
is there kind of like a game plan for out there? There are a couple satellite pits, right?
Yes, there is. We have 2 remote pits. Both of them will be doing fuel stops. This is kind of emergency fuel if he needs it. We're still kind of gonna feel that as we go, so.
They have an ideal plan in place, but on this course, you need to be prepared for anything.
We are prepared for flat tires and belts. That's gonna be the biggest thing out here. When you're going real slow through the rocks, which is gonna be later on in the race, that's when you'll be seeing belt issues, things like that. But Casey's a good driver, so he should be able to get through no problems.
Right on, fingers crossed. It stays nice and boring here, and we'll have a good finish.
Awesome.
Boring for the Curry crew is still plenty exciting for the rest of us. Let's get this party started. No matter what they encounter, these guys are in for a long day of riding.
This race in the side-by-side category is going to be unbelievably tough. The first 80 miles, which was fun 3 days ago, got raced on by 800 horsepower trophy trucks, and they made massive holes, so there's going to be carnage everywhere. It is going to be brutal.
When we get back, Casey and crew battle to make it across the finish line. You're watching Destination Polaris.
Destination Polaris is sponsored by Rugged Radios, the authority in communications. Rockford Fosgate, purpose-built audio. Full throttle battery, the one that works. And by Super ATV, the leader in aftermarket parts and accessories.
Welcome back to Destination Polaris. We're in Johnson Valley, California, where the King of the Hammers race is underway, and Polaris driver Casey Curry is out there battling for the title. Polaris driver Casey Curry is about to finish lap 1 of 2 in the 150-mile King of the Hammers race course.
No fuel.
No fuel, copy. We're ready for you if you want a fuel. Other than that, we'll do a visual and you guys keep jamming.
The only way we're going to stop for anything is if we get a flat tire, then we'll take a splash of fuel.
The top 5 leaders are through main pit. Keep it up. You guys are doing good. You're ready to party. No fuel stop, no nothing. Everything's looking good. They're gonna pull in if they get a flat in the next few miles. We'll splash fuel, tire change, and shoot them back out. Other than that, hammer down.
All right.
Correct. 10-4, get those jams cranked up. Sounds like no pit on this lap, so everything must be going good. Here he comes right now.
1 down, 1 to go. On to the second and final lap of the race. While Casey cruises back into the desert, Hammertown is popping off. Just chilling, King of the Hammers. Not a bad seat in the house. With some of the biggest names in motorsports on site, of course we're gonna run into some DP extended family. I knew I would run into someone that I knew here at Hammertown. Fonzie from Rugged, what's happening, man?
How's it going, everybody? Everything's going good, you know, just busy, busy, busy.
Talk to us about what you guys are doing here in this tent.
So here we got it to where we're doing all the tech stuff, so anything that's happening from communications, you know, not being able to hear inside the car, outside the car, to your pits, anything, you know, you just get radios inside the car and we'll tune it for you guys.
What's the vibe here in Hammertown? It's been a long week. I know you guys have been here for a long time, but what's the vibe up in here?
Ready to go home. Not ready to go home. It's like that.
Well, how would you describe Hammertown to someone who's never been to an off-road race before?
You gotta come, you gotta do it, hit it on the bucket list. It's huge, it's amazing. It's a town within a town.
And I bet a lot of these cars are hooked up with Rugged out there racing, so you guys are kind of
We've been putting in
important
work.
here.
We've been putting in work, and yeah, we are pretty important out here, but you know, at the end of the day, the whole goal is to make sure that communication is working properly.
Awesome. Well, I love it. Hammertown is going off right now, but always good to see good friends.
Yes, yes.
Back on the course, Casey is still trucking along. Well, barely.
So they made it through remote pit 2 again. They passed it twice. From radio chatter, what I'm getting is they sounds like they lost another belt, lost a front axle, which they changed. They're back up and moving. They're just gonna keep moseying until they get here. Hopefully the car's not too tore up. Sounds like they're still moving at a decent pace. They should be throwing out swag right about now with the stereo bumping. We'll see what happens when they get here.
Five hours and 20 minutes after blasting across the start line, Casey and his co-pilot hobble across the finish.
So up next we have number 20, number 2, Casey Curry.
113 teams started the race, and less than half crossed the finish line, which is why Team Curry's top 20 finish is definitely something to celebrate.
It was epic. We had a great day. Like, honestly, I lost a belt early on and then was pushing hard and broke an axle. You know, it's typical Hammers, but all in all, like, literally it was just fun. We had a great day. I had so much fun driving this Razor, and like, we had a blast. Like, the car's fun to drive. It's stock with some suspension parts on it, and it's incredible what they'll do. It literally is. Just wish everyone could come out and see it for themselves. All in all, we had a great day, and you know, I'm so excited. It's the first race with Razor, and it's just the beginning.
That's it from Hammertown. But when DP returns, Jared heads to Mexico to catch up with the Matlocks as they prep for Dakar in Saudi Arabia.
Destination Polaris is sponsored by Walton's, everything but the meat. Aluma Trailers, Aluma Adventure, take fun anywhere. Razorback Off-Road, hardcore products for your side-by-side. And by Shock Therapy, the premier UTV suspension tuning company.
Welcome back to Destination Polaris. You know, racing Dakar doesn't happen overnight. It takes months of planning and preparation. Weeks before the team went to Saudi Arabia, they came here to Mexico for a weekend of training.
5 hours south from King of the Hammers, across the Mexican border, in the small town of San Luis Rio, Mexico, a team of racers prepares for the ultimate challenge.
We're trying to set up so that both cars are the same.
In a parking lot outside a Mexican hotel, the Polaris factory racing team preps for a day of testing in the Sonoran Desert.
I was just telling him that this is typical. We were always waiting on you.
They're here to prep for Dakar. The event is months away, but the most famous and grueling off-road race in the world takes a team of 24, nearly a year to prepare.
It's basically like racing the Baja 500 12 days in a row.
Wayne Matlock and his wife Kristen lead the team. They've won multiple Baja championships.
We've won 2 Baja 500s, 3 Baja 1000s, 3 or 4 San Felipe 250s.
I've won every race in Baja now.
If anyone can conquer the Saudi desert, it's these two.
We're calling ourselves Team USA and representing our country.
The team scheduled multiple weekends to test the vehicles and refine their navigation skills.
Well, thank you for everyone for taking the time for being here. I know this is a big commitment. The rally, Dakar Rally, is a massive undertaking. Here's your paper road book for today.
This tells you where to go, basically. This year they're going to digital road books, so we got these to practice with because this is what we'll have at Dakar.
Today's ride will take them through parts of the Sonoran Mexican desert, similar to massive dunes they'll find in Saudi Arabia.
The dunes in Sonora are just gigantic. It makes Glamis look like the little baby dunes. What that road book tells us, in your degree going through the dunes, I might decide that I want to go to the left of this dune because you can't
go over
Wayne,
sharing this experience with Kristen means everything.
Just the things that we've been able to do and accomplish together exceeded my expectations. You know, I never thought I would have a marriage like this or a partner like this. It's such a unique situation that we find ourselves in.
Emotions run high. They would for anyone who prepares for Dakar.
It just gives me goosebumps to think about it. We got our practice suits the other day and I slipped that on for the first time. And it says Team USA Polaris Razor. Oh no, now I might actually cry. Is that where it happened?
The physical, mental, and emotional challenge will come during the race. Today, it's all about the machines.
On today's stage, you could have a transit of 33 kilometers to start.
Riders at the ready in 3, 2, 1.
Racers will spend 5 to 6 hours in the desert, while another team of Polaris engineers and mechanics run tests on the race cars.
We have our prototype test car, so it's very similar to our race car. There are some things that are different, some things we're improving and learning.
How much work has gone into this razor right here?
It's been a substantial amount. From the day the program really got going and started, to figure out how to make it legal, how to make it competitive, bring the team together, there's a ton of man hours.
It's 90 plus out here in the middle of the Mexican desert. You guys are trying to do this as real life as possible.
Part of our test scenarios are picking conditions that are going to simulate what we believe we'll see during Dakar.
Riders copy. What is your location?
Currently at your 2 to 3 o'clock, 3 miles.
The Matlocks return to camp with a boost of confidence.
How was it?
It was amazing.
Was it?
Yeah, this guy over here saved the day. We got lost actually right off the start, but we worked together and figured it out.
A lot more comfortable today in the dunes.
We were in high spirits the whole entire time and just stayed that way.
The team will camp tonight, just like they will during a few legs of the race. Everything this weekend is done to get the team as ready as possible.
So much work. You don't realize how much work it is until you're in the middle of it.
My Baja experience is, I'm hoping, going to take me to the finish line.
Mexico provided a tough test, but the real race is just ahead. We're headed back to Saudi Arabia. You're watching Destination Polaris.
Destination Polaris is sponsored by RZ Mask. Get 99.9% filtration from dust and dirt. Flow Fast. Riders need to flow fast. Polaris Adventures. Adventure everywhere. And by Switch Pros. Programmable switch panel power systems.
Welcome back to Destination Polaris. We're at the 2021 Dakar Rally in Saudi Arabia with Polaris factory team racers Wayne and Kristen Matlock.
American driver Kristen Matlock, اللي عم بخوض his first ever participation here in Rally Dakar.
Excited to be here. I've got butterflies, I'm nervous, but I think once I get going behind the wheel, all of that will just kind of mellow out and we'll just see how we end up at the finish. The target for my very first Dakar is going to be to finish.
It's been a lot of work, but it's been a lot of fun learning new things, learning what to do, what not to do. We'll give it our best shot.
After day one of qualifying, the Matlocks are off and racing.
There's 5,000 miles to go. We need to just take it easy and just get through the 12 days of racing.
The landscape over there feels like you're racing through a Star Wars film set. Picture like the Great Plains, but all sand. You're going straight as far as you can see, and it's sand. Camels crossing the course. It's like, wow, this is pretty cool.
After a relatively calm day one,
then day two came. I was feeling really comfortable in the dunes. and I think I got maybe just a tad bit too comfortable because I ended up losing the dune from underneath me and launched it.
The team tried to make repairs, but the RZR suffered too much damage. Kristen was out of the main race.
The moment that I realized that we might not be able to fix this thing and get back out there in time, I got really emotional, honestly.
On-track support is here. Trying not to cry. But these things happen.
It was a somber ride on the way back to the bivouac that night, just day 2, and Kristen got taken out of the rally.
I just felt like a major stab in the heart because we put so much effort into getting there.
Kristen's new role, support Wayne.
My place there at that moment was to make sure Wayne finished. We were right there behind him. So for the first few days, I was like literally right behind him. And they got some pretty cool helicopter footage of us just kind of playing, dicing back and forth.
With Kristen pushing Wayne, he finished 12th. The entire team couldn't be happier.
Finishing the Dakar is a huge accomplishment. My personal goal was a top 5. That just wasn't in reach for us. It wasn't in the cards this time.
We're so excited to get back there in 2022 and hopefully go back stronger.
We learned a lot. We know if we go back, I know that we can do that top 5.